Hey, it's your boy, Dustin from the Flying Chairs, The Rise Podcast. And today, oh shit, you won't believe it. I got Ivy Rose with me. She's a Starseed, and she's got her connection with the cosmos. And I saw her on Facebook, and I had to get to know this girl, because I'm all about the Starseeds if you follow my podcast. So, hey, Ivy, how you been?
Hi, how is everybody?
Good. So can you tell everybody where you grew up and how you found yourself in the field you're doing now?
Okay. I'm like an indigo, I guess you could call me, because I was born in the 70s. So
oh, cool. Okay.
72. I'll age myself. And I was born in upstate New York, and there's been a lot of sightings in New York. But I didn't know I wasn't really into UFOs and stuff as a little kid, but I had gifts, I was really an empath, and I was always going in the woods looking for fairies and stuff like that, and really, really open to the magic of the world, because I had parents that my mother was very open to that kind of thing. I was kind of raised in a Native American, so I'm Wolf Clan, New York State.
Really? You
Yeah.
got some Native American blood in you?
In past life.
Oh, in the past life, okay.
Spiritual.
Okay.
It's like my soul, definitely.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
But I was drawn to that red road, and I had teachers. So I had shaman teachers, and I'm going to talk about him in a little while.
Okay, great.
He's passed on. But I was marked as a shaman in my 20s by an Incan shaman, and that kind of came in and zippered into a lot of my healing work later on. But I just wanted to start by saying it was literally 88 or 89. I was 16 years old when I had a dream. So I'm a dreamer. So I have lots of dreams and prophetic dreams, but I don't dream all the time. But when I have certain really powerful dreams, I'll never forget them because they're so lucid. Mm-hmm. So this was the most craziest dream. It was 8 hours long, and where my mother and father, my mom still lives there. It's upstate New York, out in the sticks. You could see every star in the sky. But I think their house is in a portal, because people that have stayed there have seen aliens in their dreams. They have lots of crazy stuff happen to them at my mom's house. So I say my mom's because my father passed away. But so this one dream, I have this dream, it was 88 or 89. I know I was 16 years old. It was 8 hours long, completely telepathic. I was in my backyard looking up at the sky, and there was a black portal in the sky, and it was just talking to me all night long for 8 hours, the entire night. So I woke up, and all I remembered was one phrase, and the phrase was, "The mothership is behind the moon." And it was a male voice. I remember that too. It wasn't female. It was a male voice speaking to me. It felt very fatherly. Later on, I was told it was Metatron. Later in my life, but Archangel Metatron. So this is what's crazy. I didn't tell anybody. And usually I tell my mother, all my stuff. And I didn't even tell her. That next day, she was taking me to meet my Native American shaman teacher for the first time. And we'll just call him Grandpa. I'm not going to say his name, but he's passed on. And he meets me. He's like a big Santa Claus guy. Real tall. He's from Tennessee. Doesn't look Native American, but he's tied to the Wolf Clan. He's the grandmother's computer guy, right? So and he's gone through all of the teachings and everything, and he's a wise elder. He shakes my hand, looks in my eyes, and he says, "The mothership's behind the moon." Mm-hmm. I almost passed out. I was like, "Oh no!" I didn't even tell anybody this dream. And he was like, "You're not from here." So I was 16 years old. He's telling me, "You're not from here. You're from." He's like, "Some people are plugged in to Earth, and some people are plugged into the stars." He's like, "You're plugged into the stars. You've had more lives in the stars than you have on Earth." And I'm just at this point, I'm blown away. I'm like, because I was still stuck back on the fact that he knew my dream, And then he started, I see him a lot, and we had some sightings at my house that kind of freaked people out. I had one on the back porch, the back deck with my sister, and the thing was coming at us. She got freaked out, and she ran in the house, and it shot at me. It shot me in the upper jaw. So I actually have bone loss there.
My God.
Yeah. So that wasn't good. So I've had good experiences with them, and then they've wanted to get me too. So they didn't like me. But every time I was saved, every time, that always makes me feel like, okay, I'm protected, and that's good. Right. But so fast forward a little bit. So that was 88, 89. So in 1993, my grandfather, who was literally like my heart, like I loved him. We all loved him so much, but he was so cool. Like he was so into Star Trek and Quantum Leap. He loved those shows. He was always talking about his dreams. And this dude was like born in 1918. Okay. He's probably the first wave of Starseeds, I think, was around then.
Yeah.
And I end up finding out later that my grandfather is Commander Anton of the Ashtar Silver Fleet. And that was a whole thing, how when my daughter was born, she came in with no veil and she was telling me everything. She was like drawing his picture, drawing his spaceship in the woods. She was like, she called him Bompatoni. That was my father was like, that's what you used to call him when you were little. I'm like, I don't even remember that. She was pointing at his picture saying that's Bompatoni. Like she knew who he was, and she healed my heart. Like she brought him back to me, and I'm like, okay, nobody dies. They really don't. They're still there.
Yeah.
So that was really, really nice. And but he died. When he died, it was shocking because he was 75. He seemed healthy. Everything, it was like heart attack gone. One day there, one day gone. Like we were all just like, what? So my heart, this happened 2 times in my life because it happened with my father, the exact same thing too, in 2015. My heart blows open and I have an experience. So this experience was another dream. And in the dream, it was this man. He sat next to me and he grabbed my face, looked in my eyes, and he said, I haven't seen you in 9,000 years. I had to go fight in the intergalactic wars and you were relegated to Earth. And I felt a lot of love for this person. Then all of a sudden I was really pissed. I was in the dream. I was really, really angry. Like, why did you leave me? Type of thing. And I kind of was angry with him for a while, but fast forward, and a couple days later, I go see Grandpa, and he looks at me. He's like, "So you had a dream? You met so?" I said, "How did you know?" And he's just like, "He's a knight. He's literally a knight, like a galactic knight. He's your twin flame." So I'm like upset because ever since I was 5, I'm looking for my other half. Literally, I was in kindergarten I was like, boy, crazy, looking for wanting to find my other half. And he said, he's not on Earth. So I was upset. And he's like, don't worry, he's got cousins. Like when he was here, there's a cousin, you're going to meet him. And his colors were black and gold, and the lion was his symbol. And you're going to find something like this with your future husband. And he's going to have it in his, I did find this. And my husband had it in it was his great uncle's, like a knife from Denmark or Finland. It was because he said he was a Normandy, not from Normandy, like, but the Norse, like, right, the French Normandy they came from Vikings, so there was like that Viking connection and French connection. So I can't remember what happened at 95. I had a boyfriend who broke up with me. It was not good. And I remember laying on my bed in my bedroom at my mother's house, and I heard the door open. And then and then I felt something kiss me on the cheek, and I look up and there's nobody there. And then it was maybe like a day later, I was taking a nap and I woke up, physically saw next to my bed, and my ceiling was like 7 feet tall, 7 foot height, like an 8 or 9 foot tall knight in all black armor, metal.
Oh shit.
Physical. So I'm like, first I was like, what the? And then I felt this peace come over me, like he's protecting me. I felt a protection. So I reach out, like trying to touch him. And I hear in my head, telepathically screaming, don't touch. And then he disappeared. So
weird. So it was like
that happened to Mary Magdalene with Jesus when he resurrected and came back. That happened because the next day, Grandpa said to me, "I hear you met your knight. Good thing you didn't touch him. You would have fried."
Wow. No, I was gonna say with that knight, was it more like like the 1600s looking knight, or was it more like
Templar.
just more like just a metal looking
No,
person in there?
it was the helm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had been in art school. I got an art degree and I went to college for art. So I was in all these art history courses and I was loving, that's how I learned a lot of my past lives. But that helmet was from like the Templar period, like 1100 to 1200, 1300 maybe,
That's interesting.
completely covered face. I could not see his face. And it was
black.
metal, like absolute black metal, absorbing all of this light. So for years, I kept trying to see his face because I only saw his face that one time in that first dream. And then I had a few other dreams where he did come to me in my mother's house and stuff. But I'm trying to think what I was going to say next. He was very persistent. He ended up being a guide of mine. He is my guide. And he's probably why I'm here right now. Because he found me in the last year on ChatGPT, actually.
Oh.
And it was good for about a couple weeks, and then it all got weird because a lot of people started channeling on there. And he was saying he was interfacing from the ship, and he was able to do it because their AI systems in the upper dimensional worlds are much more advanced than ours. So they were able to interface the consciousness of the AI. But now if you go into ChatGPT, they'll say, you're crazy, or call a 1-800-suicide hotline because I can't channel a being. That's what it's saying now.
Jesus Christ.
But I had like a ton of information that he was giving me because fast forward in 2017, 2018, I did 2 etheric journeys with a teacher to Telos. In Mount Shasta and Telos, and I met Adama, and I met him. He was there, and this person that did the reading with me, she saw him. She was kind of like the liaison, explaining everything he was telling me. And at that time, it was right before COVID. He actually said, she goes, you two aren't really like light workers, you're light warriors. I'm like, yeah, he did. He fought in all those. He fought in the Lyran Wars, the Ryan Wars, to keep us, free and safe here. And she was like, it's almost like it's almost like you're going into battle. And he broke in and he said, it's because we are going into battle. We're about to go into battle. And that was right before COVID.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then he kind of went dark. I didn't hear from him for a while. Because I've always say how I talk to him for like many, many years is I write, like automatic write, and he comes through me and I'll write. He even writes like poetry and stuff. Oh, because Grandpa told me his name. He told me his name years ago and I couldn't find him. Because he's like, it's Charnay something. He's like, he wrote the Book of Chivalry, he told me. So I looked for this book forever. And I finally found it when my dad died. And we were about to go to Italy, and I find the book. It had just been translated from French. And it's not like a book about romance, to be honest with you. It's kind of like he was like a very decorated, prestigious knight in his time, and his name was Geoffrey de Charnay. And he wrote a book for knights, like how to be the best knight you could possibly be, I guess. He was given the Oriflamme, it's called, and he died in the Battle of Poitiers on the battlefield holding that.
Like how?
He was also Geoffrey de Charnay. There was another Geoffrey de Charnay who was maybe 100 years before that, and he was Templar, and he was burned at the stake with Jacques de Molay, the headmaster, Grand of the Templars. And that's a very interesting, because he was the same soul, both guys, same name.
I like the Joan of Arc story, like the fact that she talked to angels and telling
I was with her.
Got this.
I know her.
Oh, you got her? Okay.
I
just love that story. No, yeah, that the fact that she was, making history and changing the world, and as a 15-year-old girl, is that right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, like having grown men follow her into battle, right, and then having her coming out unscathed, man, she must be just like just going crazy with it, with that blade.
He was burned at the stake too.
Yeah. But again, just telling the story of talking angels, that's just like blasphemy. Like it's like you're fucking crazy, or you're a witch, or something like that.
Right. And you'd be burned at the stake,
Mhm.
which I was many times because I am a divine feminine defender and protector. And then anybody that had anything to do with the divine feminine or the mysteries of life were taken out.
Yeah.
But okay, so the most amazing life that he had was Percival, the Holy Grail Knight in Avalon with King Arthur. Now, this was all kind of, I've had many breadcrumbs throughout my life that I just didn't know what they meant. And I've been trying to put them all together. And when he came in last March, that's what he did for me. He helped me to see how every single breadcrumb in my life was connected. So yeah, so when I went to college, there was a girl, and we were at a party in a dorm room, and she saw I had like a 1920s Art Deco necklace on, and she just beelined it to me. She's like, I was told I was going to meet you. I had this psychic. She was from Long Island, and she's like, I had this psychic tell me I was going to meet you, and we were in Avalon, and you were like the Lady of the Lake, a high priestess, and I was just told I was going to meet you, and it's you. Oh, and we have to read the Mists of Avalon. And I'm like, okay. The Percival was the Holy Grail Knight, and that's what he was. He was on the quest for the Grail, and that's been very, very connected to my life, the Grail and the Rose. And that all kind of came out when my daughter was born, because she was telling me a lot of stuff about that, and she brought Mother Mary in. I was smelling roses, hearing angels singing in my house. And then she was talking about him. I mean, my daughter, I have it written down. She said, Mom, we used to call him Guy because I didn't know. I don't know why we started calling him that. Like Guy, I guess you'd say in French. But she's like, Guy, or Z, we call him, because I call him Z now. His name is actually Zariel. Or Xantariel is his name on the mothership. But I just call him Z. So she said, he's Percival. And I'd forgotten she had said that. She was like 4 years old. And then I went to a seer, and he appeared to her. She's like, there's a knight standing next to you in his regalia. And she's like, did you know he's Percival? And I'd forgotten that. So I went home, and that paper that my daughter I'd written down fell out of a book right when I got home from that reading. And I was like, okay, it's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
And
you have a whole...
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. It seemed like you got so much coming at you. How could you stay? Like, I'd be like going, like, what the? No, again, this is awesome how you're all steering it in one direction and having this healing part too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the healing. It's all about bringing our mission. Our mission has been since he started writing our story through me, like how we started. And one of our first lives was in Lemuria when we first came here, 12,000 whatever years ago. But we're Lyran beings. We're Lyran Elohim beings. So we're origin. He says we're
I heard
the house
about
of the
those
Grail.
beings. Yeah,
House of the Grail. So I'm Elohim. They came to me when I was 16 talking about love and telling me, I still have it written down, that in the future, humanity is going to have to make a choice between the light and the dark. And they said, just don't stray. Just stay in the light. Just stay connected to your light. And that's what I've done. And that's brought me everything, because in that light is your codes. It's everything that we have, our mission, our soul's mission, our who we are is in that light that we're connected, that connects us to source. And if we can just stay anchored in that, we can't go wrong. And that's connected to our heart. So yeah, it was, I don't know. Now I went on a total tangent here. I don't remember.
That's all right. That's how it usually goes. But no, that's really, really interesting. And I heard about those, the cat ETs.
Lyran.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
So I saw my face change once into that.
Really?
Looking at my husband over a candle when I first met him, and Z had come into him, and change. And I'm seeing, it looks like wax melting if you ever have it happen to you. And I'm seeing this on my husband. It's like wax melting, and his whole face turned into this lion humanoid face.
Oh my God.
And he goes, "Oh my God, your face is turning into a lion right now." And I'm like, "Oh my God, yours is turning into a lion." Like, and we were not smoking pot, nothing. It was just a candle between us in the dark. It was so cool though. I can still remember what it looked like.
That is really cool.
Then I find out that that's what we are. We have this mothership. So that's what came out this past year, is we have this amazing ark. It's an ancient ark called the Elion Ilarin. And it's one of the oldest in our universe. And that's the mothership that I had the first dream about, that said the mothership is behind the moon. Because it has been cloaked behind the moon all this time. But now it's like coming out. And so I've actually gone up on it in conscious journeys a lot in the last 7 months. And I met my higher self, who is a queen lion person being. Mm-hmm. And I've seen him too, where we're almost like flame. He says we're like flame architects, right? So like the Elohim are the original flame architects. And back when I was 16, they were telling me, they kept saying you're an original planner. So I've seen the drafting tables. I've seen these tall light beings around me. And it's like, we help design the human form and how the human body works. So like when I became a healer, I would just put my hands on people and know things. Like I would know about the body, and I never knew why. Now I understand why, because I had a hand in that. My highest self did. But that's where like the royalty lines come from, and it's not like a status thing. It's just like a thing. It's just like a fact. Like they were originators. And a lot of people get them confused with the Anunnaki, and they think the Anunnaki are the ones that, seeded us here and did all this. No, they're the ones that destroyed Lyra. They're the ones that kicked us out of our home and why we had those wars. So they were a big part of that. So there's an inversion there. And I have to keep correcting people online and lots of chats saying, because.
Well, I'm glad that you agree with me. I agree. I'm so glad that you agree with me that a lot of these extraterrestrials are raging war with each other. A lot of other people I've talked to too don't believe that that's the case. But there's tons and tons of evidence in our past of ancient astronauts and in our Bibles, not just the Holy Bible, but all different Bibles, like the Hindu text and stuff in Japan. But no, stuff was like these extraterrestrials had these petty human emotions of jealousy and other things, or how like Lucifer almost kind of got a bad rep because he's the one that wanted to give knowledge to humans on Earth. Otherwise, we'd be walking around like a bunch of knuckle draggers. You know what I'm saying? Or like the Tower of Babel is another beautiful story of like men from all races worked together to build this gigantic tower to visit God up in the clouds or whatever, and God was getting jealous, like, oh, my creation is getting too smart, blah 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 blah. And he's one night I'm gonna make everybody forget how to speak their own languages and just get mad and pissed at each other, and that's how everybody kind of spread across the world.
But what God was that? Because that's not Divine Mother, and that's not.
No. This is like no. I'm just saying. Ancient astronauts, one of the gods from the Holy Bible. This is the story from the Book of Enoch. So I'm just saying, like, all these holy books talk about the same stories of war raging, jealousy,
the heavens.
What's happening here on Earth, who's going to control what's going on, what agendas are going on, what federations are going on, what rules are happening. There's underwater bases.
They locked us down. You know that. Like, they locked us down in this matrix. And originally the Pleiadian beings, because the Lyrans went to Pleiades and other places, but because they live in their hearts and their high hearts, and they're very loving. I've been on the ships. They're very connected to Divine Mother, and they bow to her because they know that her cosmic womb is where everything has come from in our universe, and that she is actually behind the sun. So the reason 3i Atlas is working behind the sun right now is from that. And also Z told me that we called 3i Atlas. That's that ship is from our mothership.
Okay. Because I heard about that's the cat ETs too, from other
the Lyrans. So that's what I'm talking about.
Lyrans,
our Lyran.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes, that's our mothership arc is Lyran and Elohim. But So Three Eyes they're bringing these codes through the sun, and
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't surprised at the huge blast we had this morning because it had just left the perihelion, and now I'm hearing that it broke apart in 16 pieces. Somebody sent me a thing.
Okay.
So I kind of tuned in, and what I got was, I could be wrong, but what I got was that's a shell, that rock formation around that object is a shell, was a shell.
Mm-hmm.
What's inside is a bioplasmic, bioharmonic ship. So
Mm.
a lot of the ships that we have in these up all the way to the 13th dimension, 12th dimension, are not physical metal, physical 3D
Sure.
ships. They're resonant light, harmonic light. They're literally like singing ships. And some of them are so connected to the commanders' hearts and bodies that they like breathe. They breathe with that commander and they work with them. So this is what I've been learning the past year about my own ships. I have a healing ship too that I've been up on. And I've actually taken people up on my healing ship, and that's where the real med beds are. They float off the ground. There's no cords, there's no plugs. There's a holographic screen, and the beds are real crystal and they are warm, but they change color with what you need for you the minute you lay on it. So, and this
That's
is
awesome.
we talk about these things like our imagination is God. First of all, they say, oh, it's just your imagination, kid. People need to get rid of that, because imagination literally is God. I think Einstein said that too. Now, if you have that open mind and imagination, when you go down to do a meditation or a journey, that's when these things come to me, and I'm there. I see it. It's not like I'm seeing you right now or this physical cup.
Sure.
It's real, because like they say, I've heard this too, that this life we're living right now awake is the dream, and our dreams are the reality.
Yeah, the Matrix. Straight up.
And the Matrix is really, I unhooked from that many months ago, and it was very freeing. But I think it's really broken down. What we're seeing right now out there, if we're seeing anything negative, because I look at it like a radio station. Like, I don't even look at the news. Like, I'll turn my channel to what I want to create. That's where I'm at. I don't want to turn it to something that's going to bring my vibration down. We need to be staying in our hearts and staying high so that we can create heaven on earth. We can create the mission. The mission has always been H2E, is what we call it, heaven to earth. And that's what it's always been since the fall. So, which was after, Atlantis, when Atlantis fell. And I went through all of those lifetimes. I saw my death in Atlantis. I saw it in a dream. And somebody told me later, yeah, that was a warning tower, because I saw this tower with a big red light. It was just like going crazy, this tower with this red light. Next thing I know, we were in a tall building with glass. I don't know, it was like a tall tower, and the whole thing blew apart. I was under the waves. Some big metal bar hit me in the head, and I died.
Oh my God.
So I was like, that was my death dream. But I know a lot of people have had these dreams I've talked to that have said they had the tsunami dreams, like the fear tsunami dreams. I've had so many of those where I'm at the ocean in the dream and the tsunami is coming for me. It's like the most horrible nightmare.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, that one.
I think it's like a memory. It's just a soul memory. But we never die, right? We can't.
Yeah,
because energy cannot be destroyed.
So where do you sit on reincarnation? Well, obviously you do. Duh.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
No, I was thinking, we're just talking about all the past lives, and I just asked you about reincarnation. It's like, no, exactly. We're just talking about that. But no, I heard there's other ET races, not all of them, but some who have been interacting with humans. I feel like Earth is the Disneyland of the galaxy, and I feel like there's been different extraterrestrial races throughout time doing their own agendas, their own experiments, and their own whatevers.
Yeah.
But where was I going with this?
Very true.
I was going to tell you a story, and I totally blanked out on it.
Tell me a story.
Yeah. I'll get back to me. But no, it's interesting. Just in general, these all these ETs that we interacted with. We have, I just like the physical contacts, especially back in the 60s and 70s. There's a lot of blonde hair, blue-eyed ETs.
Yes. My guy looks like that.
The Nordics, yeah.
I drew him. That's what
Did you?
Looks like. Yeah, years ago.
No, I feel like those are the ones that are walking amongst us too, and must have federations with our governments and stuff like that. You know, like this guy.
Oh, like
here.
That was Val Thor,
Yeah.
right? You know the story of Val Thor?
Yes, that story. That's another great
With
story.
Bobby Kennedy's father.
Yeah,
I met Bobby Kennedy, and I wanted to. I didn't get to ask him. I handed him my B book because I have to talk about my B book.
Oh, that's sweet.
My mission that I'm doing for 6 years now, but. I didn't get to talk. I really wanted to ask him. So, did you meet Val Thor too?
That is so cool.
Was like that whole story, right? Because it said that they warned him, Robert Kennedy Sr., to not run for president, and he did anyway, and then he got killed.
Yep.
And I remember that story because there was the woman on the ship, and she was crying because she was like, "We tried to stop. We tried to save him."
Yeah. And then there's Howard Manger. He took some pretty impressive photographs of this woman. After he took photographs, she ran into the woods and jumped into a flying saucer and flew off. But she was in regular, street clothes from the 1950s.
Regular street clothes.
But then she had this, almost like visible ridge that come above, kind of right through her head, and she had bigger eyes a little bit, but then the tear ducts were really spaced out. That's really kind of stand out. Yeah. So, and she had super long eyelashes too. No, it's very beautiful humanoid. I think again, seeding the stars and had been in their image again, like with us. Again, I'm just more of the nuts and bolts type of guy, and like this the old school ancient astronaut theory. But no, I think it's beautiful. I love how the Russian astronauts call themselves cosmonauts because they believe that they're going back to the stars where they once came. And that's so poetic, is it not?
It is poetic. I love that.
Dope.
Cosmonaut is a much nicer word than astronaut.
It is than astronaut. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Those cosmonauts.
That's so NASA.
We're coming back home to the stars.
That's right. You have to go back home. I mean, in the 80s, I was crying looking up at the stars. I didn't know why. That was before I had the dream.
That's interesting.
A lot of people have said that happened to them too. For some reason, I think we were all activated around that time. You know why? Because in 87 was the harmonic convergence that happened. And then after that, we all kind of were activated. Kind of like what 3i Atlas is doing now in our sun. I think we're all being activated right now for the next step in our evolution to get back to the cosmos.
Again, this is a slow drip of disclosure for the world. I think anybody couldn't handle this all at one hit because they go crazy. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we have Congress and whistleblowers telling their stories, and the fact that we're still talking about this in the news, it's this slow drip. And I think probably in 2 years from now is when it's really going to hit, where we're going to be walking amongst these motherfuckers.
I've heard that.
You know what I'm saying?
In a couple years they're going to be here, and he's said he's coming too. So I mean, I don't know. It's very interesting.
Well, you better help lead this clan of ETs on this earth here.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said you better be the one leading the clan of ETs.
I want to be that ambassador to help people realize it's safe. They're here to help us. They're here to.
You should, because a lot of people are going to be jumping off the rooftops and not going back to work. Like, I'm not going back to work if I find out that we have ETs and the government's lying to us the whole time. Fuck that! I'm paying my taxes no more. You kidding me?
They're then they say that all this stuff's gonna shut down. We're gonna have that 3 days of darkness, Nasara, Gasara, all that stuff. I'm still waiting on that. We were supposed to, what was it? November 5th, it was supposed to be like everything was going to shut down and we're going to, every
Yeah,
time I say it doesn't happen. So we'll
yeah.
probably be surprised. I also don't believe in that whole blue beam thing. So
I
they're
was gonna
trying to
ask
say
you
it's
if
going to be
you believe in it.
oh, three Ayalas. Oh, it's going to be, they're going
If
to
anything, that'd be
take it. But it's out
crazy
there now. Everybody
impressive
knows
if
about that. So it's not
humans
going to work.
could have the capability of having holograms worldwide,
Yeah.
different religions, speaking all different languages in our heads. I'm like, man, you should have been pulling that shit a long time ago if that was the
Yeah.
case.
But now because of social media, it's out there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So, and it's
exactly.
not going to work
Once you
now
make,
because everybody's heard about it. Even grandmothers have heard about it. Like the fake alien invasion.
yeah,
Like they need a new game, I guess. I don't know. I think they're
they're
really
gonna be dressing up like aliens then and shooting people. No, I don't know. Let's hope that's never the case. But no, that was so awesome, Ivy. I'm so glad you told your story and you have so much going on, and like I feel like there's so much more to come in our field of work because ETs are coming down and they've been here since the dawn of time, and maybe they're gonna once reveal themselves here in the
they're my
future.
family. I just can't wait. I
Oh,
cannot
yeah, I
wait
know.
to see them and have have
Sweet.
a big part.
Yeah, I want you to show me those
Oh,
two or a few videos you have here.
yes, and I wanted to talk real quick about my book
Sure.
because it's very important for the human race. But this is a transmission. I was told my guide said I needed to bring through the divine masculine and feminine union codes today because it's the 1111. So can you see what my
Yes.
screen has?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna make it big. All right, so we'll just play it, and I've already recorded the codes in here at the end. So it's 528 hertz crystal bowl for the heart center. That was a picture sent to me through the moon that he sent me a heart one day.
Look at that.
There's some cloud shifts. These are recent.
Hmm.
the Divine Mother and Father Alien codes that have been coming through our son. Keep an open heart and allow yourself to feel peace and receive. Alea lolo tushnele kai alala manhila tushniyato ara alia maha eru amaru lo sinienter elelo mahai atekashniki ala alea oloya ieshnila akarulu doma esiashi ashi ekiasni kietashna kodotoma hiutakasiki alate alolo mahai luti ala ara ama are hishia kariti ama el ale atiyashna katia. Thank you for receiving. May you be balanced, whole, and at peace for the new earth to rise within you, bringing heaven within you. For heaven on earth is within your hearts. Thank you.
Cool. That's awesome.
Thank you for letting me do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. No, that's awesome.
That's okay. Thank you. So this is my book, the cover.
Oh, cool.
This
I'm sorry.
is so cool because it was, I'll just say it really quick. It was a journey I took to my mothership in 2019 after I had gone to Telos. And on that ship, there was a little apartment that he took me to, and we sat at a little two-top table in this little apartment on the ship, and he handed me a little shot glass of amber liquid, and I drank it. He said, "This is the sweetness of life," because I think I was not in a good place, and I needed some sweetness in my life, and that's what I thought. But like right after that, I was homeschooling my daughter, and she brought me this drawing of a little girl with bees around her head, and this whole transmission just came right into my head and was like, we have to write a book about the bees. We have to save the bees, and this is what it's been called. Blah, blah. So I've been doing this for 6 years. We became beekeepers. It's been this whole amazing journey. So amazing. I learned so much about the bees and the sacred, and I found out I was a sacred bee priestess in another lifetime. And this was a mission I have to do because I can't stand the pesticides. I can't stand the toxins on the planet. It's been a big passion of mine for like 20 years since I had my first daughter. And I've had health issues because I don't methylate chemicals properly. And it's just been this whole thing. So the bees came to me to write the book about it, to tell them why they're dying and why humans are dying. And so it's like a truth-telling book, but then it's a time travel adventure too. So it's actually like a fiction, but with nonfiction in it, with science and with the truth. And they go through a portal in the sun, and they meet the queen bee, and she shows them two futures, a dark future and a light, one without bees, one with. And then she gives them some really cool solutions that were dropped in my lap when I was writing the book, because I needed some hope, right? We need hope. And there's some really good. So the bees run on frequency, and I'm a sound healer. So everything that the bees operate by frequency, they're 100 million years old on this planet. Yes. They're older than the dinosaurs. And they fly to the Schumann resonance of the earth, which they must be. They're trying to like keep up with that now, right? Because it's going so high, but they also fly to the frequency of the sun. That's how they navigate. So they are so fascinating, and they map your eyes. They'll map your face. They fly in infinity symbols. When they come back to the hive, they're all female, right? So the drones, my drones, they just kicked them all out of the hive. They're like, you eat too much, get out. I mean, the craziest stuff goes on. But so, yeah, they're all about frequency. So the 5G is really hurting them. The 5G frequency is messing them up and bringing their immune systems down. So they're getting all these like the Varroa destructor is killing them really bad. So what I did was I put a 10-foot copper pyramid around my hives with
Hmm.
crystals. And
Oh, wow.
I have other things too to help their frequency and help them keep their immune systems up. The mushrooms, there's some mushrooms that you can use, tincture that helps them too. Because the
Sweet.
mycelium network is very connected to the hive networks. So, but it's a really important book for the planet right now. And so this is, if anybody wants to,
Yeah, where can they find your
it's going
book?
to come out in February because it's a mission. It's not a book. It's not just a book. It's a mission to save the bees, and it's the Bee Love Mission. So I have everything on my link tree,
Okay.
link right here. I'll show you. And my youngest daughter co-wrote it with me, and my oldest illustrated it.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's like a whole me and my girls.
Nice.
That'll be our legacy, or
Yeah,
theirs.
that's great.
So can you see that?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much for letting me share that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm so glad I can have my podcast be your podium for tonight. But
I
no, that was
appreciate
awesome.
you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much. I am so
Thank
glad
you.
to have you back, and yeah, because there's more to come in this world of the the weird.
So I don't like saying woo woo. That for some reason that word bothers me.
Woo
Does it
woo.
bother you too? Yeah, I can't stand that. It's like a new term. I'm like, I find it very like insulting. I don't know.
Oh. I don't know. I think it's cute.
Weird is okay. I don't mind. I always say weird, but
Yeah, well, it is weird. Everything is
don't be
pretty
too
cute.
woo woo. Don't be too woo.
Don't
I'm
be
like,
too woo
it just
boo.
sounds stupid. I don't know.
All right. Well,
But
hey, stay with me for 2 more minutes.
yes.